Welcome into another Tax Talker. Today we're kicking off the summer tax problem series with maybe the most common question you hear any time of year. Where's my refund? Maybe you filed months ago, maybe you're on extension, maybe you're waiting for last year's refund. Every year, some subset of Americans are waiting on refunds for a variety of reasons. If you're still waiting, listen up. In this video, I'll explain the common reasons that refunds get delayed, whether you should call the IRS, and what you can do about it. Let's get into it. Now, it's a good place to start with the Where's My Refund tool. If you've already gotten to a YouTube video, you've probably already gotten to that far, but let's just be clear on what the refund tool is good for. It's good to use that to determine, did the IRS actually get your return? If you look yourself up on the Where's My Refund tool and it does not say return received, then you have a different problem. This is not a Where's My Refund question. This is a why didn't your return get filed? You need to check with either the software you use, talk to your enrolled agent or CPA who filed the return. The return did not get received by the IRS. Now, if you paper filed your return, you'll want to give a few weeks for it to get in their system. If you electronically filed, it should be seen in the Where's My Refund within a week or so. Moving along, if the refund tool says your refund was issued and you don't have it, that's a very different problem as well. At that point, the IRS believes they sent the money. This is likely not a fraud situation because when you look yourself up on the Where's My Refund tool, you have to put in the exact amount of the refund. So if those don't match up, it wouldn't have found you anyway. Also, if someone filed a fraudulent return and then you turn around and file later, you would have gotten rejected, and that's when you would have known about frauds. If the tool says a refund was issued and you don't have it, this is well, where did it go? Was it going to be mailed to an address or did it go to a bank account? Why don't I have that? That's where you start. If the problem persists, you want to do a refund trace. That's what to Google. You're looking for Form 3911 or possibly calling the IRS. Beyond that, if the refund tool just says your return was received, that's what most of you probably saw, well, then we're back to square one, right? Because that's not a diagnostic tool. This is like the Domino's pizza tracker. At least confirms the pizza exists in their system, but it by no means tells you why you're still waiting an hour for your pizza. So why do refunds get delayed? I mean, that's part of the question to answer to tell you what to do about it. Most refund delays are caused by two possible scenarios. The first is an identity verification issue. One of the biggest issues the IRS deals with is fraudulently filed returns every year claiming exorbitant refunds. So for a variety of reasons, the IRS system can flag a return and say, well, we need to have a little more confidence that you are who you say you are and filed this return. If that is the case, the IRS is going to send you a letter, and then that letter will give you instructions on how to verify your identity online. It will not contact you by email or text message or phone call. Now, the other bucket that most refund delays follow is that there's something wrong with your return. The IRS has flagged something that needs further review. And that means the IRS is processing millions of returns. Their computers are processing all these W-2s and 1099s that get filed every year and comparing it against tax return and trying to look for discrepancies. When the computers identify a discrepancy, they're going to issue a notice if it's a big enough problem. So a common issue could be you've worked 3 jobs and you forgot about that job you had in January. Maybe you got 1 paycheck and you missed that W-2 on your return. That's the kind of thing, it's pretty easy for the IRS computer to see that W-2 exists and see it's not on your tax return. There are other times the IRS computer flags an issue that's not a real issue, and it's just getting pushed along in their system for a manual review. In that case, it could get resolved without anything done by you, or it can trigger a notice sent to you in the mail. That brings me to what you should do about this. And if you heard those first 2 problems, the most common 2 things that delay a refund, well, both those are usually resolved by something coming to you in the mail. In a lot of cases, you're really just stuck waiting. If you got to the point of Googling and that's how you landed on this video, you've probably been waiting a while and you're starting to think, well, should I call? And I would say generally, no, it's not going to help you to call. The reason for that is that phone call is unlikely to resolve those issues. The agent typically will not do an identity verification over the phone, and they also will usually not be able to resolve some sort of 1099 discrepancy. They'll usually just confirm what the refund tool already told you. The return has been received and it's still out for processing. Now, when does a call make sense? The first is if you think a notice got issued, but you don't have it. Maybe the address has changed, you're worried about your mail, you're not confident that you would have gotten the notice. That's a time when it does make sense to call and figure out. And then at a certain point, maybe 6 months to 9 months, then it does start to make sense to call because you know your return was accepted based on the refund tool. You don't have a refund and no communication has happened from the IRS There's some disjoint in their system. Before calling, the best thing you can do is create an online IRS account. This is useful for much more than just refund status. You're able to access payments, you're able to see any notices, you're able to see outstanding balances, request transcripts. I'll have more information linked below on setting that up, and also I'm going to be doing a separate video on it. If this refund delay does turn into a tax notice, well, stay tuned for my next video, subscribe. We're going to be dealing with all kinds of different tax problems in this summer problem series. Thanks for watching. See you next time.